Okay, I want to make a quick video. It's going to be the start of a series of videos I'm going to make about living in ways that are a bit more responsible ecologically. And there's a lot of good reasons why I should make a video series like this, but I'm putting it out there for everybody, and I'm putting it out there especially for the people that I see as hypocrites who are criticizing other groups, other people's governments, and this kind of thing, and talking about how they're raising awareness, how they themselves are raising awareness for the environmental problem, but they're not actually hands-on doing anything about it. So I'm going to show people how to hands-on do some things to improve our relationship with our with nature, with the environment, to act a little bit more responsibly. So we're going to start with garbage. Garbage to me is you know, basically, like, my perspective is I don't really care about littering, because littering just means your garbage is here and there instead of all concentrated in one place. And I think when you concentrate garbage in one place, the toxicity at that place is massive. You know, I'd almost rather see littering. But about a year ago, I started reducing my household garbage. So this morning, I took all my garbage out of the house for this week. Tomorrow is garbage pickup day. Thursdays is garbage pickup day where I live, and so I'm going to show you what I got for my whole week's worth of household waste. All right, this is our garbage bin here, and on average, I think most of the people live around here fill one of these every week. In fact, I remember when I was younger, when the garbage trucks, you know, first started having the mechanics to actually pick up bins rather than having guys jump off the truck and dump them. I remember these bins started out much bigger. Now they've gotten a little bit smaller, and households generally fill these up every week. And if you can imagine, you know, how many households are dumping this much garbage every week, I mean, that's massive. So let's see what I got for this week for my household garbage. I got one kitchen size bag of garbage. That's my garbage for the whole week, and that's way too much, actually. So as part of this video series, I'm going to show you how to reduce your household garbage. So I'm going to shoot for putting my next bag of garbage out here in about, say, 3 weeks. I want to produce less than one bag of garbage per week, and preferably I want to produce one bag every 3 weeks. Now I'll show you part of how you reduce garbage. I can show you right now is via composting. And you see here I got two different compost bins here, and it just snowed this morning, and compost, it's really hard to compost in Alberta. The climate just isn't very good for it, but still can do what you can. And I have this bin here. This bin here is, you know, what I bring my stuff out of the kitchen, so I don't have to walk all the way down there every time I want to throw something out. Otherwise, you won't be motivated to do it. So here's the door leading into my kitchen, and I just walk out that door, dump it in here. Once this gets full, then I'll bring it down there, so I don't have to go down there and so anything that's organic, like you know, all the vegetables, all the food waste that's not meat goes in this compost. And also, as you can see, there's like paper towel, you know, some paper product and stuff can go in that compost. Coffee filters. If it's a meat product, what I do is I stick it right in here, and you can see in here there's some little bits of this and that. I think that's some couscous and corn or something, but generally, yeah, if it's a meat product, I had some I had a dinner of couscous and venison the other night, and I made a lot, or Adrian made a lot, and so we had leftovers. I ate the leftovers, but there was still more leftovers, and so I dumped what was left in here in this planter, and the magpies in the neighborhood come and take the meat. And so any meat waste goes into this planter, the magpies take it. Any vegetable waste goes in here. So in essence, you should have absolutely zero food waste in your garbage. There should be no food waste at all. The other aspect of how to reduce your garbage that I've been practicing is recycling. Now, most people, you know, claim they want a better environment and all this stuff, but they're not willing to recycle. And this morning, I'm going to take you to the recycling center and show you how it's done. But basically, I've loaded up my Jeep with my recycling from the last month, and I'll show you what that looks like. Here we go. In there, you can see all kind of stuff that I'm going to bring to the recycling, and I'll show you it a little bit closer when we get in there. It's a lot of cardboard, a lot of plastic, paper, but you'd be surprised what you can recycle these days. Even like, I'll show you this, like I bought sometime during last month, I went to Booster Juice and didn't bring my own cup, and so they gave me a cup. Even these, you can see on the bottom, maybe, yeah, you can see there's a little triangle recycling thing that says 6 in the middle. That means this, even the styrofoamy stuff, it's all recyclable. So see this one, it's got one of those triangle thingies on there. Anything that has that little triangle-y symbol, it's recyclable. Just about everything, just about every plastic, just about every, you know, everything is recyclable. So this, you know, if you're really diligent in this, and you don't have food waste because you're composting and you're feeding the birds, and then you don't have this kind of like all the packaging crap waste, because all this stuff can be recycled, you can pretty much slim down your garbage to very little. A couple of things that really helped me slim down garbage was not buying takeout food. You can see, like, my kids, they're still eating fast food. See this? This is from Justine and Des. They eat Wendy's. I don't eat any fast food anymore. So by cutting out fast food, I cut down huge amounts of waste, huge amounts of garbage stuff. Fast food or takeout food. Because takeout food, you know, you end up having to you know, take it home in a container. I do, however, you know, if I want to go get like coffee or juice or whatever, what I have, you can see here, for instance, I have a cup. This is a Starbucks cup, but you can use it, you know, you could bring it to Booster Juice and have them fill, you know, your smoothie in there. You know, this is just like a cold drink type of a cup, right? So you got these kind of cups, reusable, so you don't need to take their garbage cup. Also, you know, if you're drinking warm beverages, coffees, tea, whatever, so you got my coffee cup there, reusable, so I don't have to take some garbage coffee cup or tea cup. And then a lot of times I'll be different places, and there'll be food being served. So I'm going to show you something in here. I keep in here. Oh, this is something important too. See down here? See these things? This is all reusable grocery bags. So every time I go to the store, I got my own bags with me. I don't have to take their garbage grocery bag. So that's important. You know, you should never have to take a grocery bag, you know, ever in this day of age, because we got these reusable bags. Every you know, big store sells these reusable bags, and you can bring whatever kind of bag you want from home too and use that instead. So I use reusable bags. It's made out of 100% recycled material, and yeah, so I got all my grocery bags here. I don't ever have to. In the last year, I haven't taken any bags from any stores. If you look in my garbage, you won't find any bags. See, here's a plate. I often carry a plate as well as a couple of Tupperware type of containers to take food out. If I go somewhere where they're serving, like I go to go to a barbecue or something like that with family, a lot of times, you know, the extended family, if they're having a barbecue, they'll buy those like paper or styrofoam plates, and I don't agree with that, so I bring my own plate. Or if I'm going to a restaurant, I'll bring some Tupperwares with me, and when I have to get a doggy bag, I'll just bring my Tupperwares out of the vehicle. I also have a little tool here where I got my spoon, fork, knife, and all that stuff. So so I'm all set up for eating on the go. I don't have to take garbage to eat on the go. So all right, so this is part of my system, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna head out to the recycling center. I'm gonna show you guys what that's all about. Okay, so this is a recycling depot, one of many recycling depots in the city where I live. There's a lot of your usual household garbage can be recycled here. There are some things that can't. You know, some things like electronics, appliances, and these, you know, batteries, phones, these kind of things. There are places in the city where you can recycle those things as well, oil and that kind of stuff. You'd call this number, or you can look it up on the internet. If you live in this city, I live in Lethbridge. So I know there are places, especially in the States, where there are places people live where they actually pick up your recycling. They'll pick it up right at your house. You don't have to bring it to a recycling center yourself. If you live in a place like that, you know, you got absolutely no excuse. Where I live, you actually have to bring it to a place like this. This is 4 minutes from my house. I think pretty much anyone in Lethbridge should have a recycling depot within 5 minutes of their house. For me, I just sorted all of my recycling into these bins for the last month, and it took me, I timed it, took me 9 minutes. So you know, from my house to here, and sorting through a month's worth of stuff is under 20 minutes worth of time out of my life to do something that's responsible. So I'm going to show you what kind of things you can recycle at this place. You can recycle cardboard. That includes corrugated cardboard and box board. A lot of the stuff that things are packaged in is in box board, cereal boxes, that kind of stuff. So we got 3 big bins that's all for that stuff, that kind of paper product. So that's one kind of paper product. You get your stiff board type of stuff, right? So any stiff board type of stuff, paper product, you can do in there. Now there are other paper products, for instance, newspapers, magazines, catalogs. You put that in these bins, and then there's other paper products like here you can put in your newspapers, also flyers, inserts, junk mail, phone books, and in here mixed paper, household papers, shredded papers, just any kind of paper. And then we got another one here, same thing. So really there's no reason to have any paper product at all at all in your garbage if you live in the city where I live. And pretty much I think every city has this where you can recycle your paper. So no excuse on paper, all right? Glass, here I can bring my clear glass. I can't bring colored glass or ceramics. So colored glass and ceramics, I don't have a place to recycle those. But clear glass I do. So any glass jars, like spaghetti jars and that kind of, or spaghetti sauce jars, that kind of stuff can go here, right? Metal cans, soup cans, whatever kind of metal cans, food cans, you got to get the label off, you know, clean it, put it in here, metal, right? So you got your metals, you got your glass, and then you got your plastic, right? And which plastics can be recycled? Plastics 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Pretty much all your different types of plastic can be recycled here. So there are, you know, I do run into plastic that doesn't have any of these recyclable numbers on it. So there is some plastic that's not at least advertised as recyclable, but almost everything else, you know, almost all the plastics that I run into are. So so yeah, all of these different things can be recycled. Plastics, paper, everything that's paper, absolutely everything that's paper. Clear glass, metal cans, and this comprises most of the household garbage. And of course, you know, your plastic bags, right? If you're not responsible enough to use reusable bags at the grocery store, or you know, sometimes when you buy things you know, that are in a box, like appliances or what have you, they can be wrapped in the plastic bag inside the box. So anytime you get plastic bags, or if you buy like vegetables and they got to take it in a plastic bag and you can't reuse the bag, or you know, meat a lot of times comes in the styrofoam and then wrapped in the plastic. So you can bring all your plastic bags here, put them in this bin, right? So if you were actually to sort through, you know, all of your, instead of putting stuff in your garbage, but you know, I already showed you at my house, you shouldn't have to have any food waste, right? The birds, the magpies, corvids in general, crows, magpies, jays and stuff, they'll be happy to eat your meat. All the vegetable stuff can be composted. All your paper can be recycled. Most of your plastic can be recycled. Your metal jars can be recycled. Or metal cans, your glass jars, all of this easily recycled. And so, you know, what's going to be left in your household garbage? Not a whole lot. You know, there might be some things, wood, you know, oil, greasy stuff, you know, soiled things, fabrics. You don't see a place here for fabrics and this kind of stuff. There might be other things, you know, in your garbage, but I think this is pretty much, you know, probably 95% of the garbage comes from all this stuff that could be recycled. Now recycling, I'm not proposing that recycling is the answer to our environmental problems, but garbage reduction, I feel like garbage reduction is a responsibility, a minimal responsibility for us living in this culture, that we should at the very least try to act responsibly and not waste energy, because really all this stuff represents the sun's energy. This is all biological material that's being, if it's thrown away, it's being wasted. If it's brought to the recycling, at least it's being used as much as we can use it, right? So like all this cardboard, all this paper stuff, this all requires, you know, trees and plants and stuff to be killed for us. So let's reuse it instead of just throwing it away. You know, this will just be the first video in my series, the series about living more environmentally responsible. Garbage reduction is just a little part of it, but it's a significant part. It's something that everybody should get responsible. In my opinion, everybody should get responsible and do this. And this is why, you know, when you look at this here, this is why when I checked in my garbage bin and I had the one bag of garbage for this week, even that one bag of garbage is too much, because I'm sure if I went through that bag of garbage, a lot of it could have just been brought here, if not all of it. So I'll leave you with that, but I'm gonna track my garbage over the next month or so to show you how to do that reduction, and I'm gonna make videos on other aspects of things that you can do, active things, instead of just blaming your government, you know, or you know, passing out more junk flyers and crap, trying to raise awareness about the environment. You should actually just do something to live more environmentally sound.